Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today we're going back to our roots with the first deck I did on this channel. We're doing ChaosGallantmon in EX6. We're prepping for the BT17, the new Blast Days Crimson mode. So let's get started with the eggs. We are running 4 copies of BT5 Gigimon. When one of your Digimon is deleted, this Digimon gets 2k DP for the turn. This is going to make sure that ChaosGallantmon is big enough to swing over all the checks we're going to get in security. If you do want more card draw, run the EX5 Xiaomon. It will draw you a card when you play Digimon by an effect, and all of our level 5s are going to try and make sure that we get to do that. Moving on to our rookies, we're going 4 copies of Ignitemon. When attacking, you can delete one of your other Digimon, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon with a level less than or equal to the deleted Digimon's level. This, when attacking, can be very useful for popping our own stack to make sure the opponent can't get a foothold. We are not afraid to get rid of our stack. We're going to be able to go up the stack really quickly, and that's going to build a lot of trash for our EX4 ChaosGallantmon. So this, when attacking, is very important for this deck. The Inheritable is going to gain us a memory when we play a Digimon by an effect. Again, our level 5s are going to try and play a Digimon by an effect 100% of the time. So this Inheritable is going to synergize really, really well with what our deck is trying to do and gain us memory back to get us up the line as fast as we can. Then we're going 4 copies of the BT5 Guilmon. On deletion, if this card was deleted by an effect, gain 1 memory. We are running Alice, so ideally we will be able to pop this to reduce the cost of ChaosGallantmon by 4 total. So that's just fantastic for the purpose. ChaosGallantmon can also pop this when you Digivolve. If you do not use Alice, get a free memory back, play it back with the effect, and you can just recycle this for memory. Then we have 2 copies of EX5 Labramon. We don't care about the on-play, but the Inheritable will also gain us a memory when we play a Digimon by an effect. We are just trying to stack that memory when we play a Digimon by an effect. Then we have 1 copy of the EX4 Guilmon. This can gain Rush if the total number of cards in both players' trash is 20 or more. This can come up sometimes when you play it with the Bastionmon. The on-play can just net you a win if the opponent's not ready for it. So we have the 1 copy. For our champions, we are running 4 copies of the BT5 BlackGrowlmon. The Inheritable says when one of your other Digimon is deleted, this Digimon gains security attack +1. Because we're using Alice to get our level 6 ideally for free with the BT5 Guilmon, we should naturally have security attack +1, and we should be able to swing in for 2 checks when we Digivolve if we get this in our stack. If we don't get the BT5 Guilmon, we can get into ChaosGallantmon for 1. If you set everything up properly, you should still be able to get your swing, even with that constraint. So I like this card a lot. I prefer it over the EX3. The EX3 Growlmon, because that one costs 3 to Digivolve on anything that's not Guilmon, and that can slow you down a little bit too much. We have 1 copy of Loweemon because we are playing Alice, and this can give us our check for game. The deck is not as competitive as other decks in EX6, so we're taking every bit of ground we can get, and Loweemon is just a good way to do that. Then we have 4 copies of the Doberomon X from EX5. When Digivolving, we're going to trash 1. And then draw 1 card as well, and the Inheritable will gain us a memory when we play a Digimon by an effect. So again, we're stacking that memory gain Inheritable. So all these memory gain Inheritables are going to ideally synergize with Bastionmon, Scapegoat, and when Digivolving, you play a level 3 purple from trash without paying the cost. So this should net us 2 memory back. Even without a boost or a training, we can get into this for 1 in a perfect world. The Inheritable states when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, you can play a level 4 or lower purple Digimon card from your trash without paying the cost on the opponent's turn. That does come up sometimes, but for the most part, it's just nice to have. Then we're running 3 copies of the EX3 WarGrowlmon. When Digivolving, if both players trash the top 3 cards of their decks, and then if a player has 5 or more cards in their trash, you play a Guilmon or Takato from your hand or trash without paying its memory cost. This is the best level 5 we have for playing cards in the later half of the game, ideally. So if we do see this first, we want to make sure that we either have a missed memory boost or an analog youth setup so that we can guarantee the rookie off of it. And later in the game, you're going to look to play the Takatos, but on your first stack, you definitely want to get the Guilmon so that you can use the Alice to get into your ChaosGallantmon as quick as possible. This does cost 40 Evo on top of our Doberomon X's, but because we are gaining at least 1 memory back with the Doberomon X, this is basically a 3-cost Evo, and if we have 2 of our rookies underneath that gain us a memory, we're going to be able to do this for 2 or 1. So that's fantastic. Then we have 4 copies of ChaosGallantmon. When Digivolving, you're going to delete one of your other Digimon to delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. And when one of your other Digimon is deleted, you can play a level 3 purple Digimon card from your trash without paying its memory cost. Any on-play effects on Digimon played with this effect don't activate. So you're basically going to use this to recycle that BT5 Guilmon if you can. Otherwise, it just puts another rookie on the board, and that's okay too. It's recursion. Then we have one copy of our BT13 Gallantmon. When you would play this card from the hand, if you have no Digimon, reduce the play cost by 2 for every 5 cards total in both players' trashes. It has Rush, and then on play, when Digivolving and when attacking, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 6k DP or less. If no opponent's Digimon was deleted by this effect, delete one of their Digimon with 13k DP or more. This just cinches us the game. Again, we're taking every bit of ground we can get. The Loweemon can net you game. That EX4 Guilmon can net you a surprise win. And this is just another cherry on top to potentially net you a surprise win. This can also go on top of our EX3 WarGrowlmon if you do want to Digivolve into this because it answers something on the board. But I am usually content with my one copy. Then we have 2 copies of EX4 ChaosGallantmon. Trash end of your turn by deleting one of your Digimon with Digivolution cards and Gallantmon in its name. You may play this card without paying the cost. So you cannot delete your BT13 Gallantmon if you just play it from hand. You will not have Digivolution cards. You are only popping a stack with ChaosGallantmon or Gallantmon. And then on play, you're going to delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 7k DP or less for every 10 total cards in both players' trashes. Add 2,000 to the maximum DP-based deletion effect can delete. So this, unless the game goes really late, is not going to pop anything huge. This is to remove some rookies, make sure you break down the opponent's board fully, but more importantly than that, this is a red source for our Crimson modes to go on top of, and that's what's really, really important for us. You don't be afraid to put this on top of a stack if you have Crimson mode in hand and you're just going to wipe the opponent's board next turn. That's perfectly viable, and by doing that, you're just going to have a problem for them to answer. And then when they do use resources to answer it, you're going to fill your trash with pieces. You're going to have an EX4 ChaosGallantmon in trash, and then when you build your next stack, which we are doing quickly because of our memory gain inheritables, you're going to have potential to actually remove a threat on the board. Then we're going one copy of Ruin mode. Again, your stack dying is a great way for you to fill trash in this deck. We're not afraid to lose this stack and use our Ruin mode to shut down the opponent. We get into ChaosGallantmon really, really quickly, and then you see an opportunity to lock the opponent out where they're going wide, they're not being careful. You just punish the overextend with this Ruin mode. You give their board minus 5k, you're going to recover 1, hatch an egg, keep your momentum going. So the one copy fits pretty nicely in this version of the deck. It is important to note I will probably be dropping this in BT17. Then we're going 2 copies of Gallantmon Crimson mode from EX2. When Digivolving, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest DP. When attacking, trash the top card of your opponent's security stack, and then add 1 to the number of cards trashed by this effect for every 10 cards in your opponent's trash. So you're at least going to get 2 checks off out of this. You're going to trash 1, check 1, and if the game's gone late and you've been removing their threats, you're going to get more than that. So this is just a really, really powerful top end for this card. Goes on the BT13 Gallantmon or your EX4 ChaosGallantmons. So we just really, really like it. 2 copies of Mist Memory Boost. You're going to trash top 2, draw 1, and then delay, gain 2 memory. This is a really important card in this deck. We want to make sure that for our level 5s, we have a rookie in trash or 2 cards in trash for the WarGrowlmon. So getting cards in trash is a high priority in this deck. So 2 copies of Mist Boost tends to get the job done. 3 copies of Wisdom Draining, standard for our search package. I went down on 1 to make space for the Ruin mode. If you don't want Ruin mode, just go 4 on this, and that's fine. 3 copies of Alice to make sure that our combo actually goes off. When one of your Digimon would Digivolve from 5 to 6, delete one of your Digimon to reduce the Digivolution cost by 3. Important to note that is not color restricted. So if you have 2 Digimon on board, you can pop 1 to make the Crimson mode only 3. That's really strong. You can make the Ruin mode 2, anything like that. So this card is great with the inclusion of Bastimon and the WarGrowlmon. Then I have 2 copies of Takato Matsuki from EX2. So when an opponent's Digimon is deleted, you can suspend this tamer to gain 1 memory. That's fine, but when one of your Digimon would Digivolve into a Gallantmon or Growlmon, you gain when Digivolving Blitz. Important to note, it says with Gallantmon or Growlmon in its name, so that does include ChaosGallantmon, Gallantmon Crimson mode. So in a perfect world, you get this set up for later in the game. You pop one of your ChaosGallantmons to grab this ChaosGallantmon, which is a red source, and then when you Digivolve into the Crimson mode, you have Blitz. Or if you get this set up early and you go into this instead of the ChaosGallantmon, you can Blitz on the Takato anyways. So it's just a good include in this deck. I will also probably be dropping that in BT17 because that Blast mode is just going to be really, really good. The Blast Ace Crimson mode. I think we're going to get into the stack so efficiently that we're not going to need this card. But for now, it's an include in the deck. Lastly, we go 3 copies of Analog Youth. Like I said, it's really important that we get our rookies in the trash. So this with the Mist Memory Boost, I tend to see 1 within the first 2 turns of the game. And then that usually hits my rookie in trash. And if not, the Doberman will get the rookie in trash for me. This also synergizes really, really well with our EX4 ChaosGallantmons and our Ruin modes. When we pop our stack, if we have our Analog Youth stacked up, we're gaining 1, 2, or 3 memory back, depending on how many are on board. And there's nothing wrong with that. We like that so much. And then hatching the egg. Digivolving back up. We're keeping momentum and trying to give this deck every inch of ground that we can to make it playable. So that is it for my EX6 ChaosGallantmon deck profile. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys are doing with ChaosGallantmon. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.